Dr. Eric Fisher is with us now. He's a licensed psychologist here in Atlanta to talk about this situation with Donald Trump and these women and what they are alleging about him. Thank you for joining us. First, let's talk about his reaction to these allegations. He certainly vehemently denies them, but he's gone even further than that, kind of making fun of them, saying she's not pretty enough. I would never do anything, you know, and we've seen people in his rally supporting his, you know, poking fun at them because Trump's their guy. But what do you make of his behaviors after this? And these women, you know, if they are telling the truth, they certainly corroborate what we heard on the bus.
Right. What I think we have to talk about is looking at the issue in a more global view, that this is an issue that is endemic to many cultures. It's not about the United States. It's not about a gender. It's about what people do with power and then how their emotions affect the way that they perceive power. People in positions of power don't want to lose it. We live in a hierarchical culture. So what they want to do is to do things to maintain power. And when people threaten that power, they'll do or will say what they can to undermine the people who they may feel attacked by or questioned by, or people have made allegations for. And often throughout their lives, you'll find that their behavior has been excused time and time and time again, which often results in them believing that it's
they didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly. They didn't do anything. They can justify, rationalize it, minimize their behavior. And we can look at many people in situations around the world and throughout history that the same situations has happened.
And with this power, our culture somewhat supports this behavior.
We do, because we have to look at that. We want to see the people we have aligned ourselves with as being good and strong and right, so they can be seen as winners. Why? Because we want to see ourselves as winners. We don't want to ally ourselves with somebody who would be seen as bad or wrong or weak. So we often reward those people with accolades, and we give them compliments, and we worship them in many ways. So in many ways, they want to be seen as great and powerful, and they start to believe it. So they believe that they don't have to live by the rules of everybody else, and often believe that they can make their own rules.
Does this change as perhaps we might see more women coming out alleging he did things to them?
Well, again, that's going to depend on how deep-seated people's belief systems are in that person. How much have they hooked their train, you know, their wagon to that train? So I think we have to realize that as much as people have put so much into a person is as much evidence they're going to need to the contrary to see that there may be something else. And they may even realize these allegations may be true to anybody that have been made. However, they then start to excuse them, and they then start to minimize them. So the difficulty is people really being honest with themselves. And that's what I often point to, is rather than point to the other person, the other party, the other team, the other country, these are situations to really look at our own gauge of culture and ourselves and our world.
And a lot of people this week have asked, why did these women wait to come out now? So
throughout history, we have vilified, humiliated, demeaned, and shamed people who have come forward to claim issues of sexual molestation or abuse, not just women, but men. Why would somebody come forward in a culture where people who have power, it has been shown time and time again, abuse that power to try to gain control over people? Whether it was somebody on a football team at high school or college or wherever, or a minister or pastor or priest in a church, or a politician in many, many places around the world. We do not advocate for the people who have truly been molested or incested or raped. The issue then we have to look at there is when people make false allegations, it raises that element of doubt of people who have made true allegations. So there's this whole element of to raise doubt and then to use manipulation, whether it's to try to get power over somebody by creating an allegation, or whether it's to try to control somebody and make it false when you deny an allegation. These are the issues of power we have to look at that feed betrayal, mistrust, fear, and continued humiliation and shame.
Dr. Eric Fisher, we appreciate you coming on and giving us this analysis. Thank you.